Hello, 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 and welcome back. Or I guess I should say to myself, welcome back. It's been quite a few months since I last did a video, and I thought I would update those few of you who watch my channel, and just kind of reflect back on a few things that have been happening for me. So really, the biggest thing for me right now is that I moved. It was very unexpected. It happened very quickly. But I realized how much time I was taking by driving back and forth between Hamilton and here. I'm currently back home right now visiting. Yeah, I was traveling and trying to, spend weekends down in Hamilton, and it just wasn't really working. So I was sacrificing work and time up here to be down there, and then when I was down there was nothing really. I wasn't able to do my work, and so I ended up having I was stuck in between. So I made the decision that I would start looking for a new job down in Hamilton, and it was kind of spooky how it all came about. I found a job posting for this beautiful little company in Ancaster, and it was the first time they ever had posted on to Indeed, which is a job posting website. And so I applied, and then a week later I got a call back to come in for an interview, and then I think over a weekend it was, so I went in for Friday, and I'd already previously gone on to a previous interview, and it didn't really go well. But then I went to this interview, and they said that they would tell me the next day. So Saturday came and went, Sunday came and went, and Monday came, and I was like, well, I probably didn't get the job, but I thought I'd phone them back anyways. So I ended up phoning them in, and apparently I got the job. So it was quite exciting. And then the mad scramble to actually work down there while still living up here came about. So 2-week period, 3-week period, I packed all my things up, and then I moved down. I managed to, I was offered a very reasonable room rental rate down there by a very good friend of mine, and now I live in Hamilton. So, I didn't think it would ever happen. I'd been working up here for my parents for about 7-8 years, and then to suddenly not be up here anymore, it was quite an amazing thing. So that's big. I obviously have a lot more time to spend with John, my partner, and so our relationship is developing, as it should, because beforehand we were just spending weekends together, and that really wasn't enough, at least for me. So that was a big thing. It works because I'm closer to them, I'm closer to John, but I'm also closer to school, as opposed to up here where it would take about 3 hours. Down in Hamilton it takes only about 45 minutes to an hour to get to school, and school is just up in the Yonge and Lawrence area of Toronto there. So that's a huge difference. I don't know, I just feel like suddenly all the gates opened up and suddenly everything changed. So that's been a big thing. What I wanted to talk about with this video today, so school is going very well. School is starting to really get into the swing of it, and I'm coming up. I've got a few more months left of classes, and then we'll be doing the first year exam. So I am actually coming up to being 1 year into this program, and I'm beginning now to settle into it and to understand why certain assignments are being given out. And I want to talk today about the Genogram assignment. So if you've never heard of what a genogram is, basically a genogram it's a family genealogical tree that have added symbols to it. So the basic idea of a genogram is that you are plotting family and personality traits through generations. You're looking at family patterns, you're looking at personality traits, subpersonalities. You're basically looking at patterns that appear and then are taught to children, who are then taught to children, which is then taught to children. And so the genogram that I did, we're looking at 4 generations on both sides of the family. So not only are you looking for biographical information, such as where they were married, date of birth, any kind of social issues that were happening during their lifetimes, but you're also looking at things like addictions, personality traits, any kind of interpersonal conflicts that were happening in the family, and you're looking at family systems. So you're looking at how each of the different families operated, and kind of how those patterns have come down the generations. So I left a little late. I have to be honest. I was given this assignment back in November, and I only started working on it in a month before it was due, which is very naughty. And in hindsight, I wish I had spent more time doing it. But what I accomplished in such a short amount of time was quite enlightening. It was quite impressive what I was able to find out just by asking questions. And ultimately, it was very fulfilling. Like, these are the types of assignments I get why a psychotherapy program would want you to do them. I was able to put a lot of perspectives and patterns that I grew up with into context, and I was also able to find out and fill in gaps and details that I kind of knew a little bit about just through hearing and passing, but that I hadn't really thought of much before. And this work is stuff I'd already planned on doing anyways. Genealogy is a very important thing for me because coming from one country to another where my background isn't connected to it, it's very important for me at least to have those connections to roots, and especially in some of the spiritual traditions I follow, working with ancestors and working with working with the ancestors and working with inheritances is an important part of discovering who we are. And so for me, learning about these people, it's insane. Since 1800, I think there's been something like 125 people who have gone into making me. So learning about those people, and then all the other members of the family that aren't directly related to me, is quite interesting. Let's be honest here. It's quite humbling to think how many people went into making me. No, not just my mum and dad, but their mums and dads, and their mums and dads, and their mums and dads, and so on and so on. And listening and seeing the stories, I could see it in our own generation. I could see those inheritances in me. I can see those family traumas, those family dramas, those personality conflicts, those vices, and on the other side, I can also see those strengths as well in me. And really, that's what a genogram is meant to be. It's meant to be a healing tool so that we can begin to understand ourselves and what we inherited from our parents, and to put those things into context. So suffice to say, it's work that I've been wanting to do anyways, just for knowing the family anyways. But it was intense. It was 3 weeks of almost every single night sitting down. I went on to Ancestry.com again. I sat down with my mum and dad and talked to them about their recollections. I connected with members of the family abroad, and the stories that they were able to share, their own personal, perspectives on those stories. It was very enlightening, and it was very. It allowed me to build a lot more compassion in my life. It allowed me to see the world and my life with a lot more compassion, and knowing that despite sometimes my mum and dad being quite hurtful, and myself included, being very hurtful back, these are people who are doing the best that they could based on how they were raised and what when they were in my position as a child. So that was quite interesting, quite fulfilling, really. So it's been a lot of past at least 3 months for me since moving down to Hamilton, and then this assignment, and then just kind of reshaping my worldview about what I want, what my practice will eventually look like. I feel like I'm shifting, and really that's what the program is meant to be doing. It's meant to be shifting us to our best, or shifting us into a place of healing, so that when we're helping to guide other people in their own healing, we're not going to be dealing with stuff that comes up. So that's where I'm at right now. School is going well. My relationship is going well. It's summertime. We had a very long, hard winter, and which is weird because Hamilton didn't really get that much. I mean, it did and it didn't, but up here it was like constant blizzard all the time. Very cold, hard winter, and but now it's spring and the sun is shining outside. We just had a storm last night, and the clouds are starting to make way for blue skies. It's the long weekend of Victoria Day tomorrow, so I'm heading back to Hamilton tomorrow, and today I'm just kind of relaxing at home, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. I hope everyone else is doing well out there. I'm not sure when I'll be able to do another video, and really, I mean, as much as I love doing these videos, I appreciate when I do them. I do see them as unnecessary right now in my life because so many other things are happening for me to reflect back on. But I look back on the first video that I did last year, or a year and a half ago, whenever that was, and I can see the difference in myself. I can see how far I've come. I can see how much more in touch I am with what I want in life, what my future goals will be. Like it's all in focus now. So it's just a matter of slogging through, getting through, and embracing what changes are coming my way. So anyways, I hope you're having a wonderful holiday weekend, and I won't say I'll see you when I see you, but for those people who I know in my real life, I look forward to seeing you now that the summer is coming, and hopefully Mythwood will be open soon, which is another big thing, so hopefully I'll be able to see loads of people there. Anyways, have a wonderful day. Bye bye now.